My mom takes 2 hours to finish a shit, and it's because she's always on her phone. And this is not just directed towards Gen Z, it's just a cool title. And you have to realize phone addiction is not specific to one generation. It is not even a problem. Ignore the YouTube videos, ignore the studies. I'll save you 5 years of your life in 3 minutes. Just because something makes us feel good does not mean it is bad. This is pure fear mongering that phones are the problem, but this happens every generation introducing new forms of technology. All the way back in 1907, they were scared about magazines. Our modern family, gathering silent, each individual with his head buried in his favorite magazine. Every generation likes to belittle the younger one, and this is not that sort of video. There is a genuine problem where I see everyone with AirPods in, minimum wage workers, people at the gym, people just shopping. They always need some sort of stimulation along with already doing a specific action. I cannot take a shit, I cannot clean my room without needing to have an AirPod, without needing to have music in, and scientifically, this ruins your dopamine. Suddenly, everybody wonders, why am I not motivated? Always feel tired, and just like drug addicts, they abuse a form of stimulant to the point where it's no longer meant to make you feel good, but normal. Without background noise, something always feels off. The food no longer tastes as good, and I personally think there's nothing wrong with intentional brain rot. The problem is, people are not intentional with when they use TikTok or play music, because studies have shown that music increases your dopamine. It feels good, motivates us to do work. We intrinsically assume that we must have more of that, and this is why everyone, even my parents, even old people, even babies, kids, Gen Z, everyone needs some sort of video playing in the background, whether it be a podcast or not. So what happens when all that noise and entertainment disappears? People begin to feel anxious, restless, everything becomes more dull. So you begin to play more music, play that video when you're eating your food, thinking that that was the solution when it is just a symptom of low dopamine. Every time you play music, it goes up, but like everything that goes up, it must go down. This is the start of all addictions. People assume that weed, this specific drug and stimulant, is going to make me feel better, and we always forget that it's really easy to abuse if you're in a situation, environment where it's constantly normalized. A person will always smoke weed if their friends smoke weed, and as a society, you go everywhere and see everyone with some sort of AirPod in, listening to a podcast, music, song. Nothing wrong with that. I don't care if people smoke weed, masturbate, do cocaine, but it only works to a certain extent. If you abuse anything, even as simple as music, it'll crash your dopamine. You will suffer the symptoms of low motivation, tiredness, and people with no intentionality or knowledge will up their dosage of listening to more background noise because everyone around them is also listening to something in their ear. High dopamine allows you to start work more easily, and if I'm in a mode where I want to procrastinate and not do anything, I play music. It's easier to begin the work, and a lot of people lose this tool of utilizing music to begin productive work because background noise is so easily abused in their daily lives that it is no longer potent, but a requirement to do anything. I know so many motherfuckers who need to study, but they always need a YouTube video, a podcast, some type of music in the background. So what would normally take 2 hours of hard focused work becomes this long, laborious 5-hour study session of multitasking between learning and entertainment. The background noise is the small problem in a grander scheme of people never feeling like they are accomplishing their goal fast enough. And it's because people lack the ability to be efficient. And there's this assumption that if I consume more, I will be able to do more because I know more. But that is wrong. Our brain can only consume so much information, and at a certain point, you will burn out. You are not an exception. It's like reading a book, but you're not actually reading. Too many people lose presence in their daily lives and go autopilot because they are not letting their brains breathe. People forget that being bored is integral to the human experience, and improving on human innovation. Every philosopher became so profound in the old times because they were so rich and had nothing better to do but think. You are robbing yourself off of the opportunity to have independent thinking and create new, unique ideas. This results in decreasing people's quality of life because instead of creating your own path, everyone is listening to a podcast, an algorithm on how to think and feel about a certain situation. But everyone is different based on genetics, environment, background, and at some point, you will have to carve your own path. But choosing to leave this autopilot mode of letting people think for us puts us in uncertainty. And like the old people hating on magazines, it is scary. I'd rather distract myself about music. I'd rather let people think for me because I don't want to think for myself, because when there is silence, you will have to confront all your problems. All the thoughts of everything you're trying to avoid with all these background noises comes attacking you. So people run away, and people do not like to be bored. Magazines, books are not bad, just like technology, iPhones, screen time is not bad. It is a tool to help progress humanity and make our lives better. The clear distinction is not allowing yourself to abuse it. You can easily use music, podcasting as a way to increase your dopamine to get yourself into work, but people are not able to utilize this tool because they abuse it so much to the point where it isn't meant to boost you, but make you feel normal. Like, subscribe, buy my product, eyebrow growth, 10% off, code Ramboh. Toodly-doo.